Hey, I'm Jeff Chapman, and welcome back to my Wonder Woman Photoshop tutorial. So let's just get back into it. And this is where we left off here. Although I did do a little more work again after I stopped recording last time, but it was just more or less just some minor work on her red top here, just with some warp and liquefy, just to get it to shape around her body a little more how I wanted, but some really nitpicky kind of stuff with liquefy, and that's basically it. Nothing overly interesting. So I'm going to move on to her chest and waist armor. And for those, going to use these images right here. Now, these aren't stock photos. These are from DeviantArt by a user named Vermithrax1. And I'll put a link in the description to his stuff. It's really cool stuff. So I'm going to do the top first. Okay, we're just going to cut it out with pen tool. Pen tool is your friend. Yep. The pen tool is your friend. Remember that. It's my very best friend, the whole wide world. I love you, pen tool. I love you in the way a man shouldn't love a computer program tool. Damn, that got weird. And path is all done. Just gonna scale it roughly to how I need it. Fits pretty well on our picture here. Let's just zoom out for a second. See how it looks in the grand scope. It's pretty good. Pretty good. So I'm just gonna add some highlights over here to go along with this. A little bit over here. And label this chest armor. And it's too green. I don't like this color. It looks very, very green. So I'm just gonna do a little bit of that, a little bit of that. It's much better. Okay, now I'm just gonna put some shadows underneath. So I'm gonna make another layer. Call it armor shadows. Put that on multiply. Just gonna zoom in here a bit. And I'm just gonna take a sample out of the red top, and I'm gonna use a brush, turn it down, and I'm just gonna paint in some shadows. Not bad, not bad at all. So let's do the bottom. I'm gonna reflect this. The lighting doesn't quite match up, but I think most of the lighting is coming from this direction here, so that'll have to work. Have to do a little messing around with dodge and burn to get to match more closely. This is going to take a little bit of tweaking to get right. Okay, I think that's good for now, but you'll notice there's a big chunk of the blue showing, there's some chunk of the red, and you can see part of our seam. I'm actually going to fill this in down here. I don't want that kind of gap. I want this to kind of continue on going this way and this way. So I'm gonna go back to this. Yeah. I'm gonna use this to fill in that gap. Just right like that. Now we just gotta match the colors. Now let's add in some shadows. Now let's add in some shadows. Now I'm going to sample out of the red. And I'm going to use these for the bracelets. The main part of the bracelets. Just going to clip out this section here. And before I cut this out, I'm just going to clone stamp out this this rivet thing here. Yeah, this is going to need a little tweaking to look right. I'll tell you that right now. I'm just going to warp this so it generally wraps around her arm. It's going to make that lighter. Maybe do highlight a little bit. And I'm gonna add some shadows. And I'm just gonna go back into the gauntlet. And I'm just going to do it all over again with this piece. Gonna reflect this so the darker shadows over on this side. The lighting isn't exact with this, but I'm just gonna get as close as I can, and then just dodge and burn whatever doesn't match. And just gonna pump up my highlights a bit. Now I'm going to add my shadows. And yeah, looking good. She's almost done. She's getting there. She's getting there. I need to add the headband, and I'm probably going to add some more texture to her armor, and probably add some more details to her actual suit, the red and blue part of her suit. Might add some seams and texture to her red top. I'm gonna see if I can add some texture to her waist armor. I'm just gonna make a really loose general selection right there. Just gonna copy that. Go to waist armor, paste it in, turn this around. Turn the opacity down so I can see what I'm doing. Let's see if I can't line this up. Hopefully this adds some cool texture to the waist armor. We'll see. We'll see. This is a lot of trial and error, so maybe it will, maybe it won't. And let's call that texture. I'm just gonna make a copy of that for later. And I'm just gonna make a clipping mask out of it, so not that. Clipping mask so it doesn't overlap the rest. Oh, but it's not gonna overlap that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna combine these two layers. That way the clipping mask, there it goes. That's what I want. So see what kind of effect this does. If any. It might not really do anything. Let me just add a little color into that armor. And I wasn't sure if it was going to work at first, but yeah, I like it. I think it worked out good. So I'm going to do the same thing to the top now. And multiply. Clipping mask. Yeah, it's not bad. That's not bad. And we are almost done with our costume. Almost done with the costume. We just need to add a little. We just need to add her headpiece, and I'm probably going to add a little more detail to her top, and maybe a little more detail to her bottoms. But we are almost done with the costume, and then we can move on to the background, and we can add in the things she's holding, add in all of our color overlays, and then it'll be done. But for now, I'm going to call it a night. So thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.